Live from WZBC Newton, it's time for First Stop, not 9 a.m. It's a Saturday morning, 11 a.m. here at Boston College. We've had a month break, but we are back. Great show today, jam-packed as always.
In this episode, we have a guest today in the studio. Kevin, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Glad to be here.
Thank you. Glad to have you on. Today's highlights include an analysis of the recent stock market developments, many MLB moves, and of course, Jacob's nuclear hot takes on the NBA. Let's start off with sports. Jacob, lead us off.
To start off today's show, I want to talk about the PGA Tour, something we have not talked about yet on First Stop. Starting off, Farmers Insurance Open is this weekend. Second day is today. Top of the leaderboard is Justin Rose. He's at 15 under, and he's going to be teeing off at 9:40 a.m. Hideki Matsuyama is right behind him. Ryan Palmer, and then John Ram tied for third. So that'll be looking like a good Open this weekend. Now up to some predictions for this upcoming season for the Tour, and some of my analysis of last season because it ended amazingly. So Tiger Woods last season won the Tour Championship, Coca-Cola, which is the last tour or tournament of the season last year, which is a movie-like ending, and he finished second in the FedEx Cup. And I must say that Tiger Woods winning that tour was the best thing to happen in the PGA in the last 5 years. Why? Because I think that in all sports leagues, you need a star to bring attraction, to bring an audience for people to tune in. I mean, it's a reason why we prefer to watch the Warriors on a Saturday night over the Bulls or Cavs, why I prefer to watch the Patriots over the Texans. I mean, I'm a PGA guy, so I know a lot of players, but for you guys, Tiger Woods, that's like the first name that pops up when you think of the golf.
Tiger Woods is golf.
Exactly.
He is golf.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Absolutely. And then next up, so I think Ricky Fowler is going to be winning his first major this year. He's come close in the past few years. In 2018, he finished second in the Masters, in the U.S. Open 20th, and in the PGA Championship he tied for 12th. In 2017, in the U.S. Open, he was tied for 5th, and the PGA Championship tied for 5th. So I think this year he's finally going to break the curse, I guess, and finally win his first major. I think it's going to either be at the Masters or the PGA Championship, considering that he's been doing very well at those golf courses these past few years. And then lastly, I think Bryson DeChambeau will rise as the star of this tour, of this PGA Tour.
Wow.
He has a very unusual swing, I cannot talk, first podcast back, swing, because he uses the same club length for every single club. So his driver is the same club length as his pitching wedge. His putter is even very, very small.
Oh, wow.
It's very odd. It's a very odd swing, but he has his swing down to a science, meaning that his caddy, in his notes, he knows how much swing he needs in degrees. So he knows he needs to bring it back 45 degrees, 47 degrees back to hit it this distance. So he's I think he majored in engineering at SMU actually. So he's very mathematical, sciencey. So and also he's very efficient around the greens. And then bring it back to Ricky Fowler, I think that's why he's going to finally crack the code with the majors, because he's always been consistent around the greens. Golf, most of your shots are around the greens with putting, with chipping. That's why Tiger's dad taught him from the green back instead of from the tee to the green, because if you can save your shots around the green, you're going to play very well. So Ricky Fowler, he this year so far, he's tied for 16th in putting and tee to green with shots gained 15th. So those are the statistics that I focus on when I'm looking at players, because I know that that's a good indicator of how efficient they are going to be over the weekend. So that's my update for the PGA Tour next weekend. But for now, let's swing it over to the NBA news. All right, NBA news. Episode 3 of the podcast, if you have been a loyal listener from the beginning, I did a top 5, bottom 5, where I break down the top 5 teams and the bottom 5 teams in the NBA. We are nearing 50 games so far in the NBA season. My predictions back in episode 3, I had at the top, so 5th spot, I had the Raptors, then the Lakers, Jazz, Celtics, Warriors. And at the bottom 5, I had at the 25th spot the Pistons, then the Knicks, the Grizzlies, the Hawks, and then the Kings. I wanted to put the Cavs in there, but I didn't. So right now, based on winning percentage, because of course, teams aren't on an even playing field in terms of games played. So winning percentage, top, this might surprise some people, the Denver Nuggets at .681. Then the Pacers, Golden State, Toronto Raptors, Bucks
At first.
At the bottom 5, the Hawks, so they just cracked in there at the 25th spot, .319 winning percentage. Bulls, Suns, Knicks. And then the Cavaliers, 30th spot, .184 winning percentage. And then may I note for Wool Sox, the Grizzlies were 1 spot out from making it into the bottom 5. I just want to do a little rerun of episode 3. Tune in. Pistons. I was debating with Eric if I should do Pistons or Cavaliers.
Yeah. It's tough debate.
So what were you saying? Your argument for the Cavaliers, and I ultimately sided with you. What were you thinking?
So it was before, obviously, game last night, where we just did not do well.
Yeah.
I thought our core was much better than some of the teams you have up here. I thought it was kind of an embarrassment to say that they're the bottom 5 teams. I think they're mid-pack. I'm not saying they're anywhere near top 10 or top 5, but I think they're more bottom pack, not bottom 5.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton looks very promising. He had a few.
Alrighty. So, I mean, this list surprises me, especially with the Bucks at the number 1 spot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree. Thank you for pulling that up. That was definitely
I had to.
Yeah, of course you did. I would say that the Cavs were a disappointment for me, but I don't think it was a surprise for anyone else, given how much talent we lost with LeBron. That being said, I think we will get Zion by far. I think when the Bulls and the Cavs played each other, there was like a whole string of like 20 minutes where like not everyone was missing a shot. And one of the captions on Barstool was like, when you both want Zion really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we'll get him. For Washington out there, Grizzlies are not doing well. I don't know what happened. They really fell off a big cliff. I mean, they're now like almost borderline trash. So I don't know. I think the offseason will be very, very good for the Cavs. It was a rebuilding season as always.
Yeah.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Honestly, that's all you have to do.
I think the biggest surprise for me, and I think a lot of other NBA followers, are the Boston Celtics. I mean, Kevin, Celtics fan.
Celtics fan.
Not too high. You have Kyrie Irving. You have Gordon Hayward this season, adding him. It was predicted they're going to be a top 2 team. They're not performing well. What are your thoughts on the Celtics?
I think they just got meshed. The chemistry's not there yet.
Yeah.
With Hayward out last year, it kind of pushed us 1 year back from the master plan where we want to be. Yeah. And you're seeing that on the court with some bickering going on, but it's all part of the process. Once that chemistry clicks, though, I'm feeling very optimistic.
Yeah. Now, when do you think that chemistry will click? Because I would say it should have clicked, 20 games ago. Because you have very strong individual components.
That's true.
Look at every single player. Like if they were on any other team, individually they're amazing. Now it's 50 games in and still not clicking. You almost start to wonder: is that team is championship material in the future?
I think Kyrie's stepping up big time. I think he's a leadership that we need, and he's really starting to show that.
Yeah.
And now that he's doing that, I think give us maybe 1 more month, hopefully, and that chemistry will be there, and we'll be clicking, firing on all cylinders.
A lot of analysts are predicting that the Celtics, because they have so much young talent, that they are willing to get rid of Kyrie Irving or Gordon Hayward. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying Irving might go to the Lakers and play with LeBron again.
Wow.
No.
Which is odd because he left because he's like, I want to lead my own team.
Right.
I mean,
oh my God.
You guys have so much young talent that it makes sense to keep them and maybe get rid of one of those top guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And even maybe trade one of the young talent and keep and just build around
absolutely.
Kyrie, Hayward.
What are your thoughts about getting rid of Smart instead?
Marcus Smart, okay.
Yeah, instead of because he's a great player, but I don't know. I could see him being traded away, not trading away Kyrie or Hayward or any of them. I would trade away probably Smart for someone who can be good on defense and create the switch up game to transition back to offense, because that's where you're strong is offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Defense is where it always falls apart.
Yeah. and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's one of our better defenders. He's a grinder. Like he's also a character guy. I don't know if we should get rid of Smart because I don't know. He just brings a character to the team.
He's always been there too. That's the thing. He's like Hayward. He's just like Celtics.
Right. Yeah.
I think you need that tough player like with the Warriors, Draymond Green.
Right. Exactly.
Jazz. Hopefully, I'm a big Grayson Allen guy. I think he can be that guy.
Okay.
Just
people.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Just a dirty player that isn't afraid to get physical and get in the minds of the other guys.
Yeah.
So
you need a spark like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially I'm surprised I haven't seen Grayson Allen that much.
I have not heard his name until
holy cow! Until you just said that. Wait a minute. That's
I think I'm the only guy who follows him.
Yeah. Ted Cruz looking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have not heard. I've heard he's on the Jazz. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're okay this year. I mean, they're vying for what 6th in the West.
I think
right because they're like 22-24, so they're right on the cusp. Same with the Lakers. They're right on the cusp.
6th,
Yeah.
And that's without LeBron too for the past month or so.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be
Lakers. I think have been somewhat of a disappointment in my mind that they have not been top 5 in the West.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like even I didn't think they would be overnight like they're gonna beat the Warriors in the West, but at least be like top 5. You have LeBron. You have you have Lonzo. You have Rondo. I mean, like you have. Core component. You have LeBron. For God's sake.
That's all. That's all.
LeBron brought the Cavs to the finals 3 times and carried them once.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He beat the entire Celtics team last year.
Oh, single-handedly, he beat us. Single-handedly.
So I don't get what's going on there. I think Magic was saying we need to get him down or else he'll turn this into the Cleveland Cavs where he like starts becoming the general manager saying no I need him
yes.
or else I'm walking. And having a player, like I said many podcasts before, having a player hold the team in hostage is not good for the team.
No.
With LeBron's injury, I'm starting to see your point, Eric, because the Lakers are just falling apart right now without LeBron.
Yeah.
And I think with LeBron, what happens when you add him to his team is that everybody is dependent on him for them to perform well. So when he's gone, they don't perform well. So I think building around LeBron is a good idea to keep him, but it's also a pretty bad idea because when he's not there, they don't know what to do.
Look at the Cavs.
Once he leaves, the franchise in shambles.
Exactly, and then look at the Cavaliers. We built a team around him instead of building a team with him.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the issue.
And selfishly, as a Celtics fan, I would love to see the Lakers
go
to the top spot, reignite that Celtics-Lakers rivalry.
That'd be cool. That would be
especially after Red Sox beat the Dodgers in the World Series. We're playing
everything
the Rams.
is L.A.
L.A. Boston. I want that rivalry. I need that rivalry.
Too bad the Kings aren't like good this year.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they're at the bottom.
Yeah, they're second to worst. Yeah, they're not great.
It's tough.
But then Raptors, they kind of fell from grace. I mean, they're now 5th top.
Yeah.
They kind of fell from grace. They had a very strong early mid-season, kind of wavered towards the end. I mean, we'll see them obviously.
Yeah, they're solid.
They're a very good team. They're actually really good.
They could put themselves on cruise control for the rest of the season and still be a force to reckon with.
Yeah, now it's a matter of for those top teams like rotations in order to keep healthy.
Keep everybody healthy. Absolutely, that's probably their top.
And so we'll see. Obviously, those 6, 7, 8th teams fighting for playoff contention. Lakers, Utah, etc.
Yes. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it should be an awesome postseason, not off season yet. Postseason for NBA. I'm looking forward to it as always. We'll take a quick music break. Come back with some hockey, baseball, and NFL predictions.
All right, now for some NHL news. Welcome back. So, All-Star break, All-Star weekend, great skills competition last night, and leading off with Tampa Bay, 76 points, I believe. I think that is what. About 10 points higher than anybody else in the entire league. So they are just on fire. And in my opinion, this started from last year when the Rangers were rebuilding. Tampa Bay did a phenomenal job scooping up some players that the Rangers were dumping, and they are just firing on all cylinders right now. It's actually kind of scary as a Bruins fan. Because I just compare the two teams, and they just have so many stars.
Yeah.
They're a force to be reckoned with right now.
They're so far beyond second place. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the Flames are 5 points behind, but just the Lightning, they went on a 14-0-1 run, I believe, earlier in the season, which is just unheard of.
Unheard of, yeah.
15 games, they didn't lose one in regulation.
Yeah,
which is just
that's
insane.
Messed up.
Yeah. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to Johnny Gaudreau. former BC hockey player. He won the skills competition last night for puck control.
Yeah,
So
cool.
shout out to BC Hockey and Johnny Gaudreau.
That's awesome.
Yep, glad to see the Flames doing well with him.
You said you put the Bruins are finally healthy, much needed break, lowest goals against.
Yeah, actually,
That's pretty solid stat.
Yeah, so I mean, Chara was injured for about 1 month. Bergeron was also out for a month.
Okay.
Two huge factors, a captain and assistant captain.
Right.
And they were missing time. So it was great to see the younger guys step up a little bit, keep us in contention. I believe we are 4th in the division right now.
Okay.
Or in the conference. Yeah, behind the Canadians, Leafs, and Lightning. I mean, the Lightning are so far ahead. We're not going to catch them, but
No.
the Leafs, Canadians, Bruins, and even the Sabres are all right there. So it'll be interesting second half of the season. I think
Bruins.
one more. They got to pick up a star. Last year we tried to get Rick Nash from the Rangers, and that just did not pan out. I was super optimistic when we got him. I was like, this is the star that we needed.
Yeah.
One more guy to complete that offense, and he just nothing.
So that's
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty huge. So
started to expand to Europe. I mean, the Red Sox and Yankees, they have a series in London this summer.
yeah,
Which
right.
is wild.
It is crazy.
I mean, the cheapest ticket I think was like $500. Yeah, it's wild.
God.
Yep.
Where do they play? Cricket.
Probably at a
cricket
cricket
pitch.
stadium.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, that'll be.
Speaking of baseball, let's talk about some baseball offseason movements or lack thereof.
Lack thereof, yeah.
What are your thoughts on Harper?
On Harper, Phillies. I think
Wow.
he's gonna go to the
Okay.
Phillies.
Okay.
I mean,
I heard Rangers, which is odd.
no. I don't think he's going to the Rangers. Like,
You don't
the
think
Rangers,
Tony
they're so
Romo?
irrelevant. They're so irrelevant right now.
Yeah.
He'd have nobody around him. I mean, I can't name one player on the Rangers. I
I
don't
could
think.
see. Yeah, I could see Phillies.
Unless it's Bartolo Colon, Big Sexy. I mean,
Yeah. But then he's like gone in like 2
yeah,
years.
he might be 47 years old,
Yeah.
close to 50, and he's still.
Yeah, I
still
think he's
chucking
gone
the
in the next
rock.
2 years. Yeah.
I mean, which team can offer him the biggest contract? I mean, he's like a guy
Yankees.
who's gonna get his money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what Sam thought. It was be like a $500 million 10-year contract, like one
Right.
of the largest in
Yeah.
baseball history.
That's what everybody thought, and even with Machado too. But the recent trend now is just the clubs are just waiting because they know they have all the power.
Right.
Even all these free agents, like the
Interesting.
older guys, the clubs are just like, no, we're not going to offer you $500 million, and we'll just wait it out because we can wait longer than you.
Right.
Like we have AAA, we have AA, we have single A, we have feeders. Like
Yeah.
we don't need you.
Right.
We want you, obviously.
Yeah.
That's crazy because like in other leagues, it's more of a player-led. The players have all the power, but in MLB,
Right.
it sounds like
It's
the
a little
team.
bit different.
Yeah.
Shifted a little
Yeah.
bit.
It's definitely
yeah.
shifted, and it started to ring some alarm bells. Some veteran pitchers, they took to social media and be like, younger guys, just keep your eye on this because the teams are kind of
Yeah, so like switching teams probably won't be pretty common.
no,
anymore.
and I've read the stat. It was like this offseason there have been only 30 free agents have signed,
Oh wow.
and 20 of those contracts were only 1 or 2 years,
Oh jeez.
and not
wow.
a lot of guaranteed money.
Okay.
So
Jeez.
I think coming up in 2 years is the new agreement between the Players Association and the MLB, and that will be interesting.
Yeah, that will
Given
be.
this recent trend, because nobody expected Harper and Machado to still be on the table at this point.
No.
Yeah.
right.
I was expecting a couple weeks
Gone.
into the offseason,
Gone.
like they were going to be swiped up. But
Yeah.
spring training is 3-4 weeks away,
Wow.
and they still don't have a team.
Yeah.
Two of the
Maybe
two
they
of the
can start
biggest
their own
names.
team.
Yeah, expansion team, Mexico
scary.
City,
Mexico City Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, Machado. Yonder Alonso went from the Indians to the White Sox, and he's like brother-in-law with Machado. People are like, oh, he'll pull over Machado. I was like, okay, I don't know how much that carries, how much weight that carries.
Yeah,
But White Sox sat down with him, right? They sat
Yeah.
down with Machado. And
I mean,
said,
White Sox
White
are in
Sox.
the mix. They're in
Yeah.
the mix.
Right.
Are you a White Sox fan or are you a Cubs fan? Are you not really?
Not a big baseball guy, but a
Okay.
Cubs fan because
Okay.
they're doing good. So I'll rate the team that's
Yeah.
doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but I think Charlie, one of you guys' roommates, was saying that White Sox are going to pull a big. They were like trying to get a big player or something
Yeah,
like that. I forget his name.
That's what
Machado.
they need because
Yeah.
the Cubs dominate that market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
in
absolutely
Chicago,
dominate
yeah.
that market. So
Yeah, when have the White Sox been good? Like 2001, 2004?
I think last time
2004, I think
last
we
time they
beat
won
them.
was 2003, 4 or something like that.
Okay.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they need it. Season.
They need something. They need a star to really spark that franchise. They got a lot of young players.
Yeah.
It's just hard to rebuild in baseball just because when you get drafted, you don't go straight to the pros like in the NBA.
Okay.
You have to go through single A, double A, triple A, and then get called up. So it's like years before you actually make it.
Make it, yeah.
Unless like Harper was in the bigs by like 20 or 19 or 20, which
Yeah,
is
he
just
is.
unheard of.
Yeah.
But so that's why the rebuilding process takes a very long time. And they have a lot of good players right now, but they just need that one extra stud to really. They need a leader and they need somebody to step up and.
They need a franchise player, and I can see that.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
can
they
see
need a
that.
franchise
Yeah.
player. And Machado and Harper are two very good options.
Are a lot of the players in the MLB coming from college or high school? Because I know you can declare after high school.
Yes, yeah.
Wasn't Harper after high school, or was he?
Yeah,
college?
he was after high school. I think he just got his GED and then just went because at 16 he was hitting balls out of stadiums, completely clearing it. So he was just an anomaly. But yeah, so like, if you go to college, you have to go for at least 3 years. So you can get drafted after your junior year.
Okay.
But then if you go get drafted out of high school, I mean, you obviously forego going to college.
Yeah.
But you still you go to the same spot, whether you get drafted out of high school or college, no matter how good you are.
Okay.
You go to single A.
Yeah.
And then you got to work your way up from there.
Yeah.
So it just takes a lot longer, a lot more development.
Yeah. Now you saw the Yankees are making a lot of moves, like crap ton of moves.
Yes, the Yankees picked up Adam Ottavino. I think that's a great move. Their bullpen is a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
But Charlie and I, one of my roommates, we had a heated argument earlier this year about how the Yankees. My argument is that the Yankees are not built to win a championship because they're built to hit home runs, and home runs win you championships. Pitching wins you championships. Their bullpen is solid, but I think their model is, okay, let's hit it like 1 or 2 home runs this game, and then give it to our bullpen, and we'll just shut them down.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. I mean, as you could see in the playoffs or actually this fall with the Red Sox, we just completely demolished them because we were scrappy, we were scoring runs left and right. We hit only a couple home runs, but they relied on the long ball, and you can't rely on the long ball for 180 games plus the postseason to win you a championship.
But one could say that the Boston Red Sox did not have a strong bullpen up until the postseason. That was their biggest.
That was our weakness. I was expecting us to make some moves.
Then it obviously turned around.
Yeah.
And so going off of what you just said, turn it around and said, that's what made you win.
Yeah.
But going into that, people would be like, Red Sox, I don't know about
the bullpen
that.
shaky, and especially with the Indians, their model has just been solid bullpen, good starting pitching, solid bullpen, and the rest will fall what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, and it worked, but that's also kind of speaks for your division that you're in.
Exactly.
Not the best competition.
No, not
you
really.
guys, I think. If you guys were in any other division last year, I think you guys were in middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Like the Tampa Bay Rays, they won 92 games, I believe, 91, 92 games, and then they didn't make the playoffs.
No.
Any other division, they would have been 1 or 2, top 1 or 2.
Right. Exactly.
So
it's all based on division. Our division's extremely easy.
Yeah.
It's actually nuts.
But that's also going to show if the White Sox get one star, because they're in your division, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah.
That's all they need.
That's
really.
True. That's
that division's up for grabs.
Yeah.
That division's up for grabs.
Yeah, really.
Now is Kluber? He's on the market.
Yeah, he is. I don't know. There's been nothing based on that. I know. My boy Bauer is kind of a clown in the offseason.
Yeah.
He's been chirping everyone on the team. So I think
he's wild.
I think he's been chirping a lot of people like Kluber. I think he started chirping Chisenhall the other day. Just I'm a better pitcher than you will be. Well, Chisenhall's a hitter. He's not a pitcher. So I don't get why he would say that. That being said, I think he's doing that so he will distance himself from the Indians because I think he's been given contracts. I think Indians want to keep Kluber because he brings in the revenue. People come to the Indians games to see Kluber and Lindor. They don't come to see Bauer or Encarnacion. They come to see Kluber.
Maybe watch him run around the base.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, honestly. So they come to see Kluber, and so I think they'll keep him, even though he's a little bit older. Bauer did have a better season than Kluber.
Bauer's a very good pitcher.
Yeah, he had a very, very. His ERA was lower. His WHIP was much lower.
Mm-hmm.
It just based on stats, he had a much better season.
Wow.
But Kluber holds so much more weight in history. So
I
don't know what's going on with that.
Kluber's a franchise guy there.
Yeah, he is.
When you think the Indians, you think Kluber and Lindor.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
So we want to keep those.
What's interesting about Bauer is he kind of like Bryson DeChambeau. Sorry, is that how I'm pronounced?
Bryson DeChambeau, yeah.
DeChambeau, yeah. Bauer, he uses a lot of science. Like he uses, he pays a lot of attention to his spin rate on every pitch.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of videotaping of himself.
Yep.
And it's just interesting to see how.
Post them all on Instagram.
Yeah.
So everyone can see.
Everyone can see. Hey, look how good I am. But yeah, he used a lot of technology to kind of improve his game, just like Bryson.
DeChambeau.
DeChambeau. Yeah. My French is not great.
No.
DeChambeau. But it's interesting to see how the technology is just creeping into these games.
Yeah.
And
no, it's nuts.
It's nuts.
It's
like
nuts.
all the old school golfers, they just see ball, hit ball.
Yep.
Like old baseball players, see ball, hit ball.
Yeah. Now it's stat lines.
Now it's stat everything, like launch angle. Okay, if I make contact and it goes up this hard, this angle, this hard. All right, it'll go this far.
Humidity, wind rate, spin rate on the balls at least. Yeah, it's nuts. Same with in baseball too.
Yeah. It's insane to see how this technology is taking over the game.
Yeah.
And I mean.
It'll be cool. I mean, I know. Like speaking of just technology in sports overall. I mean, we see so many ads during like the NFL, how like Watson has been saying like, Nick Foles had a 19% chance of like winning the Super Bowl or something like that based on this play. If he were to run this play, he had a 20% chance of winning if he won in this play. And they're going through this ad. I'm like, they'd use this. I mean, like they definitely use this. Like, okay, we got to run a halfback dive because that puts us in position for 20% more than if we did
the next play.
It's like it's all spreadsheets. The game is now controlled by spreadsheets.
Absolutely.
Because it's the most efficient way to manage. Yeah. That being said, so are bullpens. Let's put Andrew Miller. Well, if he ever is not injured, Andrew Miller. When Andrew Miller is not injured, let's put him in the 6.5 inning, so that like he 20% chance, blah blah, and that's how we run it.
Oh man,
he's up for. I think he's up for grabs too, Andrew Miller.
I think he got swiped by the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. You're right.
The Cardinals actually they made a couple good moves this offseason.
Yeah, they did.
Miller. I think I know they signed some other players, but the Cubs are definitely gonna have some competition. That division is gonna be tight.
Yeah. Right, no, definitely.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
All right, quick music break. Come back with the NFL. No surprise with who's in the Super Bowl this year. Keep it locked and rocking with WZBC. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that great "Hooked on a Feeling" by Blue Suede.
Catches me every time.
I love that song actually. It's so good.
We're bringing a new vibe for the music.
We are. We're changing from indie like underground grunge rock to like 70s.
Oh yeah.
Covering all the bases.
Really are. All right. So NFL, we have the Super Bowl. Surprise! Patriots are back.
We are back, and we are still here. We are still here.
All right, calm down. Patriots are favored by 2.5. Yeah, it was a pretty good. Both upset games in the conference games.
That was awesome.
The Pats obviously were not supposed to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the Rams were not supposed to beat the Saints.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the Saints as well because like they're pitching a bitch. Yeah, I mean, they are really going off. The mayor of New Orleans filed a complaint to Goodell and to the Supreme Court.
Oh.
I don't think the Supreme Court's going to do much.
Yeah. Well,
but that was more symbolic.
Yes.
Every player is saying Article 17. Clause 2, like line 3, where Goodell can reverse or reschedule a game. So you can the commissioner can reverse a game's decision at will or reschedule. Now, he's never done that, and this would set up a horrible precedent, which I want to talk about later.
Yeah.
So they've all been citing that, and then also New Orleans fans are like rioting like in certain like districts like the French Quarter and stuff like that, like burning stuff. So it's like it's actually not good, like how invested it is. But then again, talking to Sam said no play should have come down to that horrible call. A game should not come down to that play. He said you should have been delivering throughout the game so that if shitty things like this happen, you're not going to be pissed off.
Right,
exactly.
Right.
So he said that their lack of playing, I think that's part of the frustration in New Orleans. But one play should not determine a whole game. It might, but really shouldn't, because you should have been capitalized on Drew Brees the entire game. You should have been up 20 points against the Rams.
Right.
So I don't know. That's my opinion. Now, that being said, I think if he were to reverse or reschedule, that's a horrible precedent for refs, because what's the purpose of having a ref? Now we're going to start reviewing calls. There's no purpose, so now the back office will be the ones reviewing. Okay. And then also, if Goodell doesn't like a game or the fans don't like a game, let's just bitch enough, and then we'll get a reschedule. I'm sorry, I don't think that's a good way. No. It sucks what happened, but it's in the rules, and that's how it is.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
You gotta live with the results.
Exactly.
I mean, it was horrible. Like it was a horrible call,
awful.
or no call for that matter.
No call, right. Lack of call,
yeah,
exactly.
For that matter, but. Yeah, I completely agree with you. That precedent, if Goodell says that, okay, we'll replay the game, that just sets a horrible precedent.
Yeah.
And then every time somebody loses, they'd be like, oh, this happened, so I think we should get rescheduled. Like, come on.
And you can't play the what-if game.
Yeah.
Because you never know what the next play would have been or what the outcome of that.
Yeah. Exactly. Nobody would win because the losing team would find a way to try to get it rescheduled.
Right.
Absolutely.
They'd put enough money and find like, let's try to reschedule.
It would just turn into a debacle, huge debacle.
Horrible. So I think his lack of saying anything is actually smart.
Absolutely.
He's going to take a lot of flack now in his approval rating, which I guess apparently commissioners have approval ratings, like office holders.
What do they care? Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
So like they're basically like, okay, what's his approval rating's tanked. But I think he will survive this, and I think he's doing the right thing of not rescheduling.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't reschedule it.
So,
I mean, if it happened to the Pats, like, obviously, there'd be riots, but, like, you gotta live with it.
Yeah,
you gotta live with it.
True. I don't know how Boston people would live with it though.
I don't.
To be
I don't
honest.
want to know.
You guys are pretty serious about sports.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. Anyways, no, Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is like 75 years old, still competing.
I think he might be.
He's doing pretty well. So, and the team's doing really well. Do you think you're favored by 2.5? Still pretty close. Do you think you'll pull it off?
I do. I've patched 34-31.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Wow, so pretty close.
It's gonna be close. I mean, both teams. It's Super Bowl, so they're the best of the best.
Yeah.
And it'll be really interesting to see the coaching matchup between Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And what's the coach of the Rams game? I forget his name.
No idea. This is why we always have to look up things.
Yeah, but he's
a young guy.
Yeah, he is. He's only like 33 or something. One of the youngest ever coaches.
Wow. Okay.
Sean McVay.
Oh yeah.
McVay.
Oh yeah, they have to hold him back every time. Yeah, that's funny.
It'll be really interesting to see, like, because this guy is, in 3 years, he's turned the Rams around.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Belichick versus McVay matchup plays out. Like, one of the, if not, like, probably the greatest coach of all time. One of them. Belichick. Yeah.
Don't say that in Cleveland, but yeah.
Yeah. One of them. And then Sean McVay, who's this up and coming, supposed to be the next Belichick.
Right.
So it's almost like, all right, is this where he's handing the reins off? Like, if this young guy can beat the master, the apprentice now becomes the master.
Exactly.
You know? So it'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
To see how this pans out, but I do think that Belichick will have. Yeah. We'll have McVay kind of flustered.
Yeah, you wonder. Yeah,
just the experience. Yeah. I mean, because Brady's been there before. This is, Goff's first time. Position, McVay's first time.
And they started off real slow in the NFC Championship game, too.
First half, Saints.
First half was Saints.
The Saints were just dominating them.
It.
The Rams looked completely lost.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they handle the pressure.
The ESPN Gamecast for that game was just ridiculous. It was literally like,
up, down,
it was like 90% winning at one point for the Saints. And then went back to the, it's like, damn.
Wow.
And then obviously the Chiefs Pats game. That was nutty. That was nutty.
That was
the battle of the quarterbacks towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mahomes is just a beast. Brady is a beast, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, these two just chucking the ball down.
The ball. I mean, when we got the ball back with 2 minutes, I was not nervous. Like, I knew that Brady was going to march us down the field.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was not nervous. It was crazy. Like, we were down with 2 minutes left in the AFC Championship game, and I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
Brady's got this.
No,
and then Mahomes marched them back, went to OT. Like,
that's crazy.
The game was won on the coin toss at OT. Whoever won that coin toss was going to win the game. Yeah. Just the way that was going.
That's true.
And that's why... I mean, I go back and forth, but I might be an advocate of changing the overtime rules.
That's right.
If you win the coin toss, you're gonna win the game. I felt bad for Mahomes; he didn't have a chance to redeem himself.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I completely agree with that. I think in the playoffs they should just do maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Just play another quarter. Whoever wins.
Yeah.
Ties again, go to another one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a battle of attrition at that point. But I think a lot of people would argue that would cause a lot of more injuries that contracts don't acquire or don't look at.
Right.
Interesting.
Injury rate would be so much higher if you go through the battle of attrition. Imagine if they went 3 quarters more. Ugh. You're playing basically a whole nother game. And that's
after
horrible injuries.
That's
now,
true.
I agree with you. I think they should change it, but one would say that it does favor both offense and defense. Offense a little bit more because it's easier to move the ball down the field if you're on offense than for defense to move it back to safety range.
Yeah.
Because for people at home, the overtime rule is if you get the ball on first possession, you score a touchdown, you win. Or if you're on the defense and you score a safety on first possession on defense, you win. So it obviously does favor the offense. But if you have a very strong defense, say like the Rams or Baltimore or name any strong defense, you can push them back and win. But it does favor. That's why I agree with you. It does favor offense. So whoever does win the coin toss, I would say maybe not on first possession, but I would say like after 2 possessions, whoever scores more, if it comes down to that, right? I mean, I agree with like play another quarter, but after that, it should be like who have scored. Maybe I don't know how you would adjust it.
I completely agree with you. I think they definitely need. They have to somehow incorporate a rule to allow the other team to almost redeem themselves. Because, like you said, Mahomes played phenomenally, and it would have been awesome to see him have the chance to redeem himself.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe like even if you do score a touchdown, the other team gets a ball, but then if you stop them, then the game's over. Or if they don't get a touchdown, then the game's over.
Right.
And then if you do, like you just play.
You need some redemption. That's the thing. You need redemption
because I mean.
You need balls back redemption.
Yeah, balls back redemption.
That's all it is. Let's talk about the Bears and the Browns. The Bears and the Browns.
Who are these?
Cody.
Wow, funny. That's so funny. Yeah.
That was a sad night. Cody Parkey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Cody Parkey actually lives 15, like the town next to mine.
Oh wow.
And the cops had to basically surround his house the entire night because,
That's
fans
so
are going to
stupid.
attack him. Yeah.
That's so
For missing that
stupid.
kick. Yeah.
Come on.
I remember I read somewhere that he had like death threats sent to his house.
Oh,
At that point, I'm just like, okay, guys, come on. This
Yeah.
is it's
At
not be
the
that
end of the day,
stupid.
it's a game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a
Yeah,
game.
they always leave a hero or a bum. That's always kind of thing.
That's true.
It's like, but like, come on.
I think I forget which network did it, but so whenever like a kicker misses the game-winning kick, everybody on Twitter, I would have made that when they missed it. They brought guys who
you can
said
do
it
that.
on Twitter out
Oh,
to try the kick.
Good.
And they basically like just completely
Missed,
missed, kick it
yeah.
like 2 yards to the left. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Kicked it behind him.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay.
The
it's easy
pressure
to
in
find.
that situation is just unreal.
no.
I would never. I think being a kicker in the NFL, a field goal kicker.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure like it.
Oh yeah.
in
oh yeah.
all of sport.
I would agree with that.
In all of sports, there's no pressure like
Oh
it. The
my
whole
God.
game comes down to you. Just one kick.
Yeah. No, that's messed up.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
wild.
It is
It's
wild.
wild.
But you guys had a good season. You traded basically your souls for Khalil Mack.
Yeah, and it turned out
It was
fine.
worth it.
Yeah,
It was so
it
worth
actually
it. It
did
was so
turn out
worth
fine.
it.
Well, and he's there for how many years? So what's his contract? It's probably 1 year knowing the Chicago Bears.
I mean, maybe 3 or something.
Okay.
Like that. I mean, it's not.
So-
But I think he liked playing for Chicago. I mean, we did well, so there's reason
Yeah.
for him to stay.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
no reason
Right.
for him to leave. So
Right.
I
yeah,
mean, he killed it. He
Absolutely.
was.
Yeah, he's
he was
nuts.
Yeah.
He's
stud.
nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's promising for you guys. Browns, obviously, as I predicted way
Happy.
back in
episode one.
episode 1 and maybe 2 too.
Yeah.
4 games, I'll be happy. I think a lot of Cleveland fans will be happy. Ended with 6 games
Okay.
winning. So obviously, just great season there. Turn around from where we were. Baker, I think after rookie contract will stay.
Yeah.
And that's what always worries me about Cleveland. Like I said earlier about the Cavs, if we do not win, it's a training ground. We just churn people out and they leave, and then we're stuck being the training ground for rookies. Yeah. I think he'll stay, especially after change. Okay, we have who's not Greg Williams. Who's our new coach? The Freddie Kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
He's the new offensive coordinator, or the head coach. Sorry. He and Baker get along really well. Greg Williams was the popular choice for the coach. I think Freddie Kitchens will do well. They need someone that can develop Baker, and that's what Hugh Jackson did not do. And that's why Baker hated him. And and Baker, when someone said you were fine, they fined him $10,000 for staring down Hugh Jackson during the Bengals game.
Yeah, that was.
And he's
awesome.
like, good. Fine me $500,000. Like he absolutely detests the man.
Yeah.
Like, he does not like him. And apparently just released a few days ago when the owner and GM of the Browns came into Hugh Jackson's office to fire him. When he saw them, he knew what it was for. He said, "Get the F out of my office." And they said, "You're done." And then they left. Yeah, he's just kind of a mess.
Oh, wow.
He's just an absolute mess.
Yeah.
He'll be fine with the Bengals, I think. I mean, he's an okay coach.
Yeah.
Saying that he's given us 8 and 36. I mean,
Yeah.
not ideal, but I think he'll be okay.
I think Baker's the guy. Like he's the guy.
He is my favorite guy.
Yeah, I think he loves. I just think he loves playing for
Yeah.
the Browns. Like
Oh,
he loves all the hate. Like he loves
Yep.
like being in the bottom of the barrel. Like he wants to be that guy
Yeah.
that's gonna take the team.
I
to
think
the
he's
upper
one of
level.
my. I think my new favorite person in the sporting world
Yeah.
to
Oh.
watch. It's like him.
dangerous.
I hate Draymond Green, but I also love him because he's like such an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Baker Mayfield's like one of my favorite guys.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he is a
You
clown.
need one of those guys who'd be
Yeah.
like, good, find me $500,000. You need
Yeah.
a guy like that to
Yeah.
rebuild the franchise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
he's an animal.
He's gritty.
Yeah.
He's a grinder.
Right.
He's a
That's what we
competitor.
need.
That's
That's what we need.
exactly what
That's
you
what we
need.
need.
So I mean, hopefully he stays because that would be awesome.
That'd be huge. I could see him.
I think
staying,
he would. I think he will.
We have a pretty okay offensive core. I mean, Landry, him, Chubb. I mean, I could see us picking up a few maybe, being strategic with the trades. Now, that being said, the Browns have a horrible, if not detestable, back office with strategy. We have horrible strategy. We do not do well. It's not like the Pats.
Right.
It's not like, the Rams. We do not make strategic trades.
Mhm.
And that's why I worry that we'll blow this. This might be one of our best seasons. Probably won't be, but it could be one of our best seasons if we don't make this most strategic trades now.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think like the Browns always resort to front office instead of giving it time, like you were saying with the MLB, right? So it takes time for teams to develop to come. So if you wait every single season. If you're just winning 3 games and you just fire your front office, your offensive coordinator, you're never going to start winning. You need to give it time to settle. Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. You need that continuity to build everybody up, to build everybody together with that.
Yeah.
And if the front office and the top of the organization keeps changing, everybody below it is not going to know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need that leadership.
You need that continuity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll see. Super Bowl predictions.
34-31 Pats, baby. Ring 6. Next finger.
Pats, probably 35-28.
I'm going to say 34-31. I like that number, but Rams.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also,
Goff is solid.
Oh, yeah.
Goff is solid.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's legit. I mean, hey, the Rams got the Super Bowl, too. It's going to be awesome.
It will be awesome, yeah. All right, we'll see how it goes.
After this quick music break, I want to answer this question. Short little segment. Is Brady the greatest of all time? Welcome back to First Stop. As we said right before this music break, is Brady the GOAT? Kevin, you have some stats that might back that up?
Okay, so here we go. Because there's a lot of them, so brace yourselves. Records owned by Brady. Regular season wins by a starting quarterback, 207. Most passing yards, regular season and playoffs, 81,431. Most passing touchdowns, postseason included, 590. I'm sure that number will go up next week.
Absolutely.
Most passing touchdowns thrown to different receivers, 71. 71 different people have caught a touchdown from Tom Brady. Just put that into perspective. Division titles, 16. Playoff games started, 39. Playoff wins, 29. Playoff touchdown passes, 73. Playoff passing yards, 11,000. 9 Super Bowl appearances, 5 wins, 4 Super Bowl MVPs, 18 touchdown passes in the Super Bowl, and 2,500 passing yards in the Super Bowl. Name somebody better. I'm waiting.
Sounds like the greatest of all time.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. And things like these, you just gotta enjoy it while it's happening.
Yeah, true.
When's the next time we're ever gonna see something like this again?
Yeah.
I think Brady's he's definitely the greatest of all time, but I will say it is also a matter of I think how you perform as a professional athlete is also a matter of luck in terms of where you land in which organization. Yeah. So if Brady, let's say, was on the Browns or some dysfunctional team, he may have not been the same type of player we've seen.
Because passing to 71 different people means those people can actually catch.
That's true.
Also with Belichick, very good coach.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He got very, very lucky,
These stats aren't just strictly because of Brady. It's everybody surrounding him as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a team.
It's a team.
But I would say, stats do give a lot. I would say probably the best player theory, this is the best player of the time, applies more to basketball because you're 20% of the court.
Right,
You're just on your team. He's 111th, 111th. Yeah, 111th. And, I don't know, 111th. And, so yeah, I mean, there's other components, but for the most part, I mean, you can tell. I mean, he leads the team, he has to, exactly. So
I mean, I'm a Patriots fan, but I do think he is the GOAT.
Yeah,
he has the clutch gene.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
yeah. Honestly, it's crazy.
And I mean, luck. Some people are just lucky, some are unlucky, and that does play part of it. And he was just on the lucky side of everything, so it's just part of the game.
Yep.
Just like no calls, but
yeah, exactly. All right, we'll be right back for some headlines, political headlines. We'll try to interview Kevin, see what's
going on.
Yeah, what's
inside
going
that
on.
mind.
Yeah, what's going on. All right, keep it locked and rocking. Stay tuned. The following news headlines do not suggest a bias on behalf of WZBC or WVBC under any circumstances. The following is for educational purposes only. If any opinion is expressed in the following, they are not reflective of WZBC or WVBC respectively. Now for this week's headlines. Yesterday marked the 35th day of the government shutdown. Last night they passed 7 stopgap bills to reopen the government for 3 weeks. President Trump told reporters in the Rose Garden that he would restart the government for 3 weeks until February, where an official resolution would be created and signed to get funding back on track pre-shutdown. The president stated that he would utilize national emergency funding to bypass Congress in order to build the border wall and to expand border protections. This comes after a 35-day government shutdown that left 800,000 non-essential people without pay. They will be paid at the end of the shutdown with back payments given to them. President Trump also has held a press conference with many border agents from the southern border that stated the wall is a necessity for them to do their jobs, and that without it, there would be no way to control the influx of immigrants to this country. Roger Stone, former Trump political advisor, was in a trial which would show, quote, full allegiance to the president during this witch hunt, unquote. In the foreign arena, tensions in Venezuela have escalated as both U.S. part of the EU have recognized opposition leader Guaido as the interim president instead of Maduro. This comes after Maduro, ex-Chavez, protege, was popularly elected by the Venezuelan people to be president. Many reports have said that this election was rigged, with other non-Western sources saying it was checked by many other sources. The military has promised loyalty to Maduro in case there's a coup in the works to oust the socialist leader who has repeatedly abased the West and the U.S. China, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and other assorted Asian countries have endorsed Maduro, while U.S., Latin America, and the EU have either conditionally endorsed or fully endorsed the opposition candidate. 5 days ago, a car bomb went off in Northern Ireland with no reported casualties. This comes as the fragile peace is exposed once again between the country of Ireland and with the province of Northern Ireland. Many have speculated this was the result of the IRA, a left-wing nationalist terrorist group who wants Brexit to go through to protect workers' rights and wages. Many have said this is the effect of renewed religious conflicts between the Catholics and Protestants. That was the issue during the Troubles from 1968 to 1990. Now back to First Stop. Tickets were like, what, 33?
$33, yeah. Okay. But so you got to get them through the website, or else you're just going to get ripped off by people that buy them and then sell them for like $50.
$50,
if you really
yeah,
want to go.
Exactly what I was going to
It's only one per BCID. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a good job. People do it.
Honestly,
but like, if you want to go,
yeah.
like, make sure to get it on the website. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest.
That's pretty cool. We appreciate you coming on. You're a huge Boston fan.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Born and raised. So
yeah.
I'm.
Are you a New England Revolution fan too? Not many people follow him.
Not many people. They were good for a little bit, I think, but like
they're pretty bad this year.
I don't know, but more of a Red Sox, Bruins, Pats guy.
Pats, obviously.
Yeah.
We're lucky. You're really lucky.
We're very lucky, and
no excuse,
definitely gotta enjoy it when you can.
Honestly.
So.
Hey, well, we appreciate you having
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, it was good.
Blast. This has been an absolute blast. Thank you, guys.
We will take a very, very, very quick music break, like 20 seconds, and we'll be back with closing. Keep it locked and rocking, as always. That is a wonderful song by Vicetone, Walk Through Fire. I think one of Kevin's favorite bands.
Yeah, I also forgot to mention that as well. Yeah. Big fan.
We thank you for joining us today at First Stop. The new semester, new us, new year.
Prime time,
11 a.m. on Saturday. Definitely everyone's tuning in.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on SoundCloud at First Stop, or soundcloud.com/firststop official for all the latest updates and recordings of our old shows. But if you want to watch all of our shows, not just the newest ones, check us out on iTunes Podcasts.
We are on iTunes Podcasts.
There you go. First Stop Official on iTunes.
We also have an email. We'd love to get some correspondence from our listeners because we're lonely. So firststopofficial@gmail.com. firststopofficial@gmail.com.
Fan mail is appreciated.
Fan mail is appreciated.
As always.
As always, obviously. We also have an Instagram, First Stop Official. Everything's First Stop Official. We have merch. Our website's firststopofficial.com. Check out our blogs. Check out our postings. Check out our merch. We don't get any money from our merch. We just want to rep the First Stop. It's like $38 for a nice long sleeve T-shirt.
The original host edition.
We're
coming out with a new logo coming out.
We make no money off it because we want you guys to enjoy our merchandise. Because you guys matter. So we thank you, and we will see you at the next stop.